Hello, I am Count Pogula and welcome to this video. In this video, I thought I'd try doing something a little bit different because I've kind of taken inspiration from my friend the Want Be Gamer, as I know he's done a few tutorial videos on YouTube in the past, and I thought with the new Elden Ring DLC coming out at some point this year, I think, I'm not actually sure when it comes out, I thought with people playing Elden Ring, that's made so I might make some people want to play some of the older From Software games, and I've had quite a bit of experience with the Souls games over the past few years, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to try out doing something new, maybe educate some new people that are new to the Dark Souls games, or any of the Souls games really. I know the games have been out for many years now, but you know, there's always some people that might have just only picked up the game recently and they don't know a lot about the game. And yeah, doing this might also get me back into doing some more advanced video editing. I thought doing something like this would be pretty fun. It gives me a chance to just, you know, try and get the ball rolling on things again. So I thought this would be a good way to start. But enough of me rambling on about that. We're going to get the video started now, going into character creation. Also, I'd just like to say real quick, I'm sorry if you can hear a buzzing in the background. It's because of my PS5 fans. Not even that noisy, but my mic just seems to pick them up really well. But yeah, this is the character creation section. Obviously, you've got your name, your sex. You've got your classes that we'll go into a bit more detail on in a second. For the first time, I recommend going for the knight, as they have quite a lot of good stats in terms of having a lot of points into health and endurance. Something you're going to want to focus on for your first time, I'd say. For the gifts, I also recommend going for the Master's Key. I feel like that's the most useful one, as it opens up a lot of areas, and most of the other items you're going to get, or pretty much all the items you're going to get, are going to be a one-time use thing. So I think there's one that gives you a lot of HP, or it fully restores your HP or something like that. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Divine Blessing. Oh no, the Goddess Blessing, or Goddess's Blessing. Yeah, I think that one gives you like full health or something. I'm not entirely sure, but I don't choose it as it's a one-time use thing. And I've got Estus flasks and stuff that we're going to learn about in a bit. Yeah, you get to choose your body type, your facial preset, or your race, whatever you want to call it. You can go more in depth with how you want your character to look. I didn't really bother with that, as I don't want to make the video too long, and I don't really want to make things complicated. So the best thing I can recommend is I do show you how to get to the other customization points, but I'd suggest just messing about with it, finding what works for you, what kind of look you want to go for, and then just going from there, really. So the other part is hair and hair colour. There's not really a whole lot of choices for either, but at least with the hair colour you can fine tune it a bit more to choose what colour you want exactly. And I think I ended up going with the curly hair, which is something I don't usually choose, I feel like, so it was kind of nice to try something a little bit different. And I didn't really bother, well, I think I said this earlier, but I didn't really bother too much with going to the in-depth character customization stuff, as otherwise I'd be here for like 20 minutes trying to make my character look exactly how I want it to, and I didn't want to make the video too long. Also, I noticed this when watching through this, but I did kind of go through some of the characters a little bit quickly on the screen, so I'm gonna just start talking about them now to hopefully kind of make sure everything is understandable. So I think this first one is the warrior. It's kind of like the knight, but not as like, it doesn't have the heavy armor. Obviously, different weapons and shield. Stats, I think, might be a little bit different. I'm not sure. I think they're actually kind of similar, but it'll have more stats in one area than it will the other, maybe. You'll be able to see it when it comes up on screen in a little bit. Then, obviously, is a knight, which is what I recommend. As, you know, it comes with pretty good armor, it comes with a broadsword, a shield, Granted, when you start, you're going to be fat rolling with the whole set on, so I usually just take off the helmet and the gloves. And plus, you're going to find more armor along the way anyway. Then there's the Wanderer, which I think is more of a Dex character. There's the Thief, which I think they come with a bow, or it might be a different. Actually, no, I think it's a Hunter that comes with the bow. I'm not entirely sure what the Hunter comes or the Thief comes with. The Bandit, I think that's more of a strength build character. The Hunter obviously comes with a bow, and I don't know if they come with like a dagger or a short sword or whatever. The Sorcerer is a magic character, so they use spells. Then you've got the Cleric. I can't remember what the other one was actually. There's one more. I'm not sure what the other one is. You might have to go back and just pause the video for that one to kind of read the basic stats. I do also realise that I did kind of rush through these bits a little bit now that I'm watching it. So if you do need to just read any of the points, do pause it. I'll make sure I don't make this mistake in the future. I'll actually take my time on it a little bit more. But yeah, other than that, that is all the stuff done with the character customization. And then we can begin within the game. And that's where, yeah, so you get your key, you come through here. I could have kept the cutscenes in as well, but that, again, it would have taken up too much time, and I think you'd much rather see it for yourselves. So you can see you start with a broken sword. There's a few enemies out here. They don't actually try to attack you as far as I'm aware, but, you know, it's extra souls, and souls is the currency in this game, so you're going to want as much of that stuff as you can, because as you go further in the game, you're going to need more souls for leveling up and upgrading your gear, stuff like that. But yeah, it's entirely up to you if you want to kill these things at the start. You don't get much for it, but it's, you know, it's the start of the game, so you're not going to get much souls either way. So yeah, it's just more of a preference thing, I guess. But I'd recommend it just for the 60 extra souls, even if it isn't a lot. And then you get to your first bonfire. These bonfires are like, basically they're checkpoints. You rest here, you can level up when you've got enough souls to. You can get all your health and Estus back. You're going to find out what Estus is in a few minutes. And this is where you actually run into your first boss fight. Now, you can actually fight it in that room if you want to. For your first time playing, I wouldn't really recommend it. However, if you are able to pull it off and beat him with just a broken straight sword, you do actually get the mace it's using against you, I do believe. I've actually beat it with the broken sword, straight sword once. It did take quite a while. I think it took me at least like 14 minutes or more. Which I am surprised I did manage to do it, because I think I was literally like a hit away from dying. So the fact that I managed to stay alive for so long was quite surprising, to be fair. I impressed even myself with that one. So yeah, you can't really do anything at the bonfires at the moment. You literally just get the choice to sit down at them and leave. So at least you get to heal yourself by doing that. And this point coming up, we run into our first archer of the game, and this is where we actually get our shield, or sword and sword, however you want to say it. Obviously it gives you the shield first, so you can block the enemy's arrows, and when you get close enough, he'll just run off anyway. And then you get your weapon. Now, depending on what classes you've chosen, it will give you different stuff. So say if you've chosen the bandit, instead of getting a broadsword there, you would have got your axe. So yeah, that's how it works basically. Whatever class you pick is whatever weapon is for that class that you picked is going to show up there. And the same goes for the shield. You might not get a shield, you might end up getting something else if you've picked a class that doesn't have a shield. And also, that thing that I did there on screen, you're going to want to do that. It'll happen either way, because you're going to have to go up there to get to the boss fight again. But you want to get that boulder to come down without hitting you, and it'll open up this little room where you find this guy, and that's the guy that will give you the Estus flasks, which is one of the most useful items in the game, as it's what lets you heal. And depending on what area you're in, you'll have a certain amount of Estus. So the area after this, once we get to that, you'll have 10 Estus flasks, as opposed to the usual 5 that you'll have. I think it's if you rest at any of the Firekeeper bonfire areas, you'll get 5 extra Estus flasks, and that can be upgraded later on with a certain item that you have to get from a certain boss. I think you can still upgrade it a little bit, but if you have this item, it'll let you upgrade it even more. So it is an item that you're going to want to get at some point, but it's not something you're going to have to worry about right away. And this part leads back down to the bonfire that we rested at after we came out of our cell. You don't really need to rest there, but I would recommend it just because it keeps you closer to this area, this little shortcut bit, in case you end up dying and spawning back at that second bonfire that you end up resting at, so you don't have to run through that little corridor section and have to fight the archer again. Now, this guy, that's the guy that pushed down the boulder, or cannon, was it? Well, it's too big to be a cannonball, so yeah, I'll just call it some sort of boulder. Yeah. There's a few enemies up here, you deal with them, and then it will take you to the boss room. There's a little path just past here. You'll see like a doorway, I think. I think you should be able to see it when I start walking down that way. But you don't need to go down there, because there's a door there that's locked, and you can only get that with a certain key, which we don't have right now. And you can't find it in this area, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, you deal with all the enemies, and then you go to the boss fight. Now, it's very important that you don't wait up here too long. You want to jump down and do a plunge attack. So as you're falling and you press R1, it'll let you do a plunge attack, and you'll do a massive amount of damage to the boss. You don't want to wait up there too long, because otherwise he will fly up there and destroy the platform. And getting that big chunk of health off is going to make your fight with the boss a lot easier. I do admit I am a little bit rusty here, so I did get hit a few times here and there. Don't feel bad if you do die to this boss fighting it. Obviously, if it's your first Souls game or your first time fighting this boss, you might die to it a few times, and that's okay. You don't want to beat yourself up over it. There's going to be much worse bosses to deal with later on in the game. But, yeah, just, you finally beat the boss. You can, celebrate that little victory that you've just had. And make your way towards the cliff. But there's a little bit I want to show you, because I didn't even know about this until, like, a few years, like a year or two ago. And that was the crow's nest, where you can drop certain items. You can only do it one time with each item, but you'll say like this humanity. I think if you drop one of those and save your game or close your game, come back, it should have a different item there for you. So it's a way to get certain items if you need them. But I didn't drop it because I only had one humanity, and I was like, oh, I don't really want to do that right now. But then I found out that I probably could have done that, because I ended up getting 3 more humanity, like, not long after landing anyway. But yeah, I kept this cutscene in, because it's pretty cool. You're getting abducted by a giant crow. Or raven. I think it's a crow. I'm not entirely. It's one or the other. I'm not that good with birds. But it doesn't matter. You get off the little prison that you're being kept in, the asylum, and you're free to start exploring the world. Is it Lordran? I always forget the name of the area in this game. I was going to call it Lothric, but it's not Lothric. I'm pretty sure that's Dark Souls 3. And this is it. This is the first time getting to Firelink Shrine. I'm going to go into more detail about Firelink Shrine in the next video, so I hope this has been helpful for you. If you have enjoyed the video, then do feel free to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I'm either going to continue with the next episode, or I'll do a first episode for Demon Souls, as that was a game that came before this one. And I'm not sure if I want to do them in order or finish this one and then go back to Demon Souls. So yeah, thanks for watching and hope you all have a great day.